on the agenda tonight is an ordinance that you're voting on that relates to tax abatements for the senior housing project. And I have a couple of requests in this that it states that the Foundation Redevelopment Corporation is going away. So I'd like to know who the actual owner will be once that's gone. Just clarify that in the remarks that you made prior to the vote when you're explaining what is happening. Also, I just want to confirm, and again, if you would state that please, that all taxes were abated before, and now that would remove that resolution that was passed, and each entity that should have received taxes initially will get their tax, and that would be property and sales for this project. So I'd just like that clarified. I understand, and I think that's what takes place, but please clarify that when you make comments and explain that resolution that will be voted on later. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Two things about that, answer your question. Now, when these two ordinances are rescinded, it means that everything is just back the way it was. There's no abatement for anything, either for the property taxes or for the sales tax.
Okay.
So what happens is the property taxes, which would go to the school district and to the library and the county road, those will all be just as if nothing had happened before.
Okay.
And also then the sales tax, which would be sales tax abatement, which would be under the Chapter 100, which was the other ordinance, which would be sales tax abatement for construction materials. That will not occur because it will be just as if it had not occurred before, and they will continue to pay their sales tax on purchases that they make.
Okay.
And then in terms of the company that we're talking about, and that is the Foundation Redevelopment Corporation, what these ordinances do is these ordinances then, the one we're doing today, rescinds that agreement. And the agreement was a contract between the city and the Foundation Redevelopment Corporation. That means that that agreement is no longer in effect. We don't have anything to do with the Foundation Redevelopment Corporation. That's the name of an entity that's out there, and that entity can make whatever name they want. As a legal matter, what happens is when they begin to do this, they set up a separate organization. They call this the Foundation Redevelopment Corporation for the purposes of doing this tax abatement. That way it separates them so that they don't combine funds together, and also separates them so that any liability from one project they're doing doesn't bleed over into another project. So that Foundation Redevelopment Corporation will continue to exist. It's just that we don't have any agreement with them for purposes of the Chapter 100 or the tax abatement for the property tax. But really what happens, and I talked to Mr. Denny earlier, is for generic purposes to talk about it, it is the National Guard Foundation which owns all of those and which is going to continue to do the project. The Foundation Redevelopment Corporation was set up just as a legal entity for the purpose of tax abatement. What they do with that now is up to them. But really the organization that's doing the project is the National Guard Foundation.
Well, the signage reads North Star Housing, so how does that all mesh? It's not North Star Housing then?
North Star Housing is the people that are building it.
Well, who's going to own it?
The National Guard Foundation.
Bill 2019-52, an ordinance of the City of Cameron, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to rescind ordinances 6073 and 6074, which authorize a Chapter 353 contract between the Foundation Redevelopment Corporation and the City of Cameron, Missouri, and the issuance of revenue bonds for the benefit of Cameron Senior Patio Homes, LP.
I will entertain a motion to pass Bill 2019-52 on a first reading.
So moved.
Second. Discussion?
Thank you very much, Your Honor. The city received notification that the Foundation Redevelopment Corporation was abandoning the redevelopment plan, and that merely means that they are not going to continue to request the 353 and Chapter 100 bonds, but it does not mean that the project won't go forward. The Foundation Redevelopment Corporation still remains in existence, and whatever it is they want to do with it is their business. But the National Guard Foundation is the one that's continuing with the project. And as I said earlier, that they're the ones that ultimately own the project. I contacted them to see what their position was, and they said that they preferred that the tax abatement on this project not continue. And that's why I'm recommending to council that you approve this bill by rescinding these two ordinances and doing it in one setting.
Anyone have any questions or comments? Basically, the city will be no part of it.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. We will proceed to vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? 5 in favor, 0 opposed.